Hey guys, All in Crypto here, and welcome back everybody for another YouTube video. Looks like we're going to be putting in some overtime this Sunday in regards to making content because there's just so much going on, and this video is going to be addressing a lot of the fears right now that I'm seeing circulating on your news outlets, your media outlets, on Twitter. Just listen to a great space from Mario Norfal. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Charles Hoskinson was on it. And the main topic was really about exchanges and their, situation. And this was a really good tweet that I thought was going to be a good way to kick this video off. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about what's going on right now and the fact that, it's a really, really good example of practicing self-custody, what's taking place right now, so you don't avoid, or so that you do avoid potentially what happened to the FTX holders. Because the main fear right now is that there's many other exchanges that may be in a similar situation to FTX. And obviously crypto.com has been highlighted today. This was as a result of a number of things. We also know, we looked at both of these articles earlier today. We looked at Huobi and Gate.io under fire for allegedly sharing snapshots using loan funds. So potentially crypto.com is caught up in this. CZ commented on this saying, if an exchange have to move large amounts of crypto before or after they demonstrate their wallet address, it is clear sign of a problem. Stay away. So this is really what's been circulating, and we're going to talk about it. I think that, I don't really have any concerns about Binance. I don't necessarily have concerns about Coinbase and a few of the other exchanges out there, but small exchanges, I was a victim. I'm not a victim in any way, shape, or form, guys. But that's probably not the right choice of words. But I suffered at the hands of an exchange called Cryptopia back in 2018 that I left a lot of my coins on, and it essentially went under and went insolvent, and I couldn't get any of those coins back. And I think that that really helped me avoid a lot of the traffic or a lot of the dangers that we're seeing today. And I think it's definitely a good idea. For me, I'm sat very much in stable coins. And the majority of my stable coins are cold storage, ledger. There's sort of portals to them that aren't on exchanges. And that was really as a result of the experience that I had back in 2018. So I don't typically leave money on exchanges unless it's my trading account or something like that, but even then there's a degree and there's a level of safety there. But let's get into a lot of what's taking place right now, guys. This was a tweet from Mario, a friend of CZ, referring to obviously the Binance CEO next to him now as we speak, and the ambassador of Barbados on stage giving us clarity on the current state of the market. Goes on to list the individual. Sir Bit is his name. A lot of exchanges are in similar positions as FTX is over leveraged. We will see, or we will be seeing a lot of pain. Not your keys, not your crypto. This was followed up with a tweet from CZ at Binance. Trust wallet, your keys, your coins. So there are wallets like MetaMask and a number of others that you can use. Trust wallet is a good one, obviously recommended by CZ here. And I think this is CZ being, he's almost proven to be a real strong character within the crypto space. I'm actually rather, I must admit, a fan of the guy. If nothing else, just as a businessman. He's done unbelievably well and an entrepreneur. But essentially, this is all coming out as there's a lot of speculation in regards to some of your other exchanges. And the problem with this is it almost becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy. So because all this is circulating, it will cause people to move their funds and get their funds off exchanges. Now, I think one reason that CZ is highlighting this and giving you a wallet is because the problem is with something like crypto.com or something like that, sometimes they have leverage on their own token. And as we see people panic and move to get their crypto off of these exchanges, it causes contagion. And what I mean by that is it causes almost like a bank run. And I'm not saying that this is happening or going to happen, but this is a real liability that we currently have with some of these exchanges. If everybody panics and gets their coins off, it kind of ends up as a bank run where they kind of go, okay, well, we actually haven't got the reserves to be able to fulfill the volume. Now, that hasn't happened as of yet. But I think what Sir Bit and CZ are warning of is that potentially this could happen to other exchanges. It's not just FTX. FTX was slightly different from a bank run, but similar in many ways to, you know, they had huge loopholes, or not loopholes, holes in the accounting and some of the user funds, which look like they're now lost. But this is pretty serious stuff, guys. This was also from CZ. FTT contract deployers moved all remaining FTT supply worth $400 million, which should be unlocked in batches. Not sure what's going on here. So there's so much going on right now. And the real problem, I think, is that, you know, does this cause contagion? Does this cause sort of bank runs on these crypto platforms like crypto.com? You know, Huobi has stated here, Gate.io, which have essentially come under fire for allegedly sharing snapshotted funds using or snapshots using loaned funds to kind of show their solvency. Now, there is an issue with that, of course, because why are they doing that? You know, we should have transparency in this space, certainly when it comes to individuals that custody other people's money. And I don't think we've got that. And I think there's always a silver lining, guys, with everything taking place right now. You know, there's a cleansing going on of bad actors. There's a, you know, sort of purging, if you will. And this makes us all the stronger in the long run as an industry, as a market. But currently, you know, we don't have that. And we saw, I mean, I'm still shocked with everything that's taken place. And I think that, you know, I think there is going to be contagion from this. Why we've actually said, look, we're not, okay, yeah, we know the prices are appealing here, but we don't want to be getting in, because it's essentially like playing in traffic. You know, you're just hoping you don't get hit by that next car, and it's a very busy day to be playing in that traffic. You know, so we don't have anything official on any of these crypto.com, Huobi, Gate.io, you know, Mexi, any of these smaller exchanges, KuCoin, whatever it is, actually, you know, having this issue and things really escalating. But there's certainly a lot of speculation, and there's certainly, when you start to hear big actors in the space like CZ, you know, come out and start to address this, and obviously the ambassador of Barbados, you know, it kind of really makes you think, maybe I should practice that self-custody. And there's some great ways to do it, guys. MetaMask, Ledger, you know, Trezor. There's some amazing ways to sort of protect yourself from this, because ultimately, one of the sort of key fundamental principles for me with blockchain is self-custody, you know, self-sovereignty. You know, I feel like the blockchain space was almost evolved out of this sort of libertarian, and I don't mean libertarian in today's sense, your old school libertarians like your Ludwigs, kind of ideals. And part of that is, you know, being in control of your own money and having sovereignty there. And this is a perfect example of why it's important. At the end of the day, if you have your crypto in a wallet that you control and you own the keys to, then nobody can do anything about it if there's not a third party involved. And with all this speculation, the fear for me is that this becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, in the sense that people panic, and then that causes, you know, it's really when you turn the heat on in the kitchen that you know, you find who can sort of slug it out and who can't. And I think if you get this contagion, like we see crypto.com really take a tumble, the problem you've got is how much of crypto.com's reserves are in their CroCoin, and other assets that are also going down and volatile. And then on top of that, you have people wanting to withdraw funds. So there might be a sort of discrepancy there between just how much value is there and how much is trying to be resolved. It's not happened yet, guys. There's a lot of FUD. This news actually in regards to crypto.com accidentally sending the 320,000 ETH, in all fairness, happened 3 weeks ago. But I've seen people dismiss this as if, oh, it happened 3 weeks ago, it's old news, it's irrelevant. It's not irrelevant to accidentally send that sort of volume of Ethereum, by the way, guys. You know, and this is, if you're holding other people's money, you have a responsibility to be due diligent, and you have a responsibility to protect those individuals. And if not, you go out of business. This is how markets work, but unfortunately, people get caught in the crossfire. Not necessarily worried about Binance or Coinbase, and maybe add Kraken to that list. Kraken, in my opinion, aren't the best exchange in the world, but you know, they don't over leverage like some of the others. So I'm not really worried about Binance, Coinbase. You know, these guys are still trying to buy up and save other, not save, I should say, save crypto. Save's not the right word. They're sort of still trying to buy up parts of the crypto space that are on sale right now because they've gone insolvent or other things. So it shows potentially that they're very sort of cash positive. And the fact that CZ is coming out and saying, listen, you know, self-custody is your fundamental right. I own an exchange, but I'm not telling you to keep you on an exchange. Go and practice self-custody. Go and be, you you know, your own bank essentially. And I also think, why did CZ initially move to sell FTX's token, which is really what triggered all this? You know, was it his way of telling people early that this was coming, or, you know, did they have maybe some cash flow issues themselves, liquidity issues themselves? I don't really know. There's a lot of unknown going on right now, which is why we're putting the hours in and getting these videos made. Just because I want to try and help give as much clarity as possible. So to sum everything up, there's been lots coming out in regards to speculation that more exchanges will fall. You know, you're looking at targets. Like I say, crypto.com is having a really, really bad day today, and it continues to be getting worse. I think the problem is with this is, if you see, you know, when we looked at FTX and who they're involved in, that they were partnered up with so many people, guys, it kind of makes you think, this is not a good situation, because who are even pension funds and stuff like that, you know, we really don't know the full extent, but if you can self-custody, do so. And when you're self-custodying, guys, always send test transactions to make sure that you've done it right. I can't tell you how many times I've had literal heart attacks, not literal, but near heart attacks through sending crypto in the early days. It feels very unsafe and sort of almost nefarious in a way, but it's not. And once you get the hang of it, you know, you've just got to be very sort of due diligent and you know, dot your I's and cross your T's when you're sending crypto and money broadly. So I guess that's really all I've got for you. There's nothing actually official. It's just speculation right now. The main one that's coming under fire is crypto.com. And the thing is, like, could crypto.com and a lot of their value that keeps them solvent be in their Crow coin? And you know, we saw this come out for Binance. We should also talk about the fact that almost half of Binance's reserves, $30 billion, are in their own token. Is it possible that they're using customer deposits to pump its token? I don't think so, to be quite honest with you. And it's essentially BUSD that they're using. So why would they... majority BUSD, they're not trying to pump BUSD, it's a stable coin. And the Binance coin, you know, it's a coin that I'm actually going to look to accumulate. But I'm waffling on now, guys, just to give you a little bit of clarity on the situation. As we know so far, there's been absolutely nothing official, but I would definitely say now is a good time to practice self-custody. Do it the right way. Don't send your coin to anything that isn't your coins to anything that isn't official. I still have money on Binance and a little bit on Coinbase, and of course on my trading accounts. But I would definitely say that the majority of my stable coins are in self-custodied wallets. And it's for, you know, again, going back to the start of the video, those two experiences I had in 2018 that really made me practice that kind of a way of handling my crypto. All I've got for you this video, guys. If you enjoyed the content, like us, appreciate it. Share this video so we can get this out to as many people as possible. Crypto.com having a terrible day, guys. You know, we'll see what unfolds. I'm going to love and leave you on that note, guys. See you in the next one.